join. It's her birthday. It's her daughter's birthday, so she completely forgot about this live, but she will be here in any minutes. So let me find that sound. So, oh, and we have Marcel today, which is amazing. I love when Marcel is joining us. All right, my dear friends, let's see. Today, I want to talk about a few things, but I would love for Patrice to join. So we're just going to hang tight a little bit so that we allow her the time to join. It's very funny because today I want to talk about allowing life force to just be and to just lead the way, lead your way. And see, I really want to allow life force and Marcel to join the party, but right now I just feel like it's better if I'm all alone with you. Anyway, it's so very funny because I was asking myself a lot of questions. My mind wandered a lot, and I wondered why have I that urge to control the things that I can control instead of really focusing on the things that I can control and allow life force, allow the energy that's around me to just flow and let life happen, right? Because the thing is, there are a few things we can control and other things we cannot control. And I talk about that a lot in the ebook, and also, well, I'm rewriting the ebook right now, but I'm talking about that in the ebook. I'm talking about that during the masterclass that we do with Patrice. You know, that co-creation contract that say when you have a dream, it doesn't say anything, it's just like something that I made up. But a co-creation contract is really like you have a dream that is demanding to be realized. It's your responsibility, yes, to make that dream become true. But if you have that dream, it's because it comes from a higher force. And so the fact that you say yes to that dream make you responsible for just some part of it, right? Not the whole thing. You actually sign what I call a co-creation contract, a co-creation agreement with life force, the universe, God, energy field, whatever you called it. And in order for the energy field to be activated, the universe to activate its superpower and to create miracle, you have to allow it to happen. And the best way to do that is really to focus on what you can control. Focus so much that you lose track of who you are. You lose track of time. You lose track of space even. And that happened. I know that it happens to you a lot of time. I was watching Joe Dispenza yesterday. I'm taking a training from him. And he said something very interesting. Sometimes you are driving to a point and 15 miles away, then here you go. You actually don't remember what happened for those 50 miles that you just did, right? You were driving, but you can't remember. And so that's happened when your inner words take over your outer words. And that type of focus is the one that allow you to lose track of time, to lose track of space, to lose track of your body, to lose track of everything around you. And you're so focused that you start to create effortlessly. And so that type of focus is what we're looking for. And if we always focus on controlling what cannot be controlled, of course, we end up very frustrated. There is one thing that I learned that is really helpful to not go this way and to stop controlling what is not controllable, right? I can control the way I show up, but I cannot control who's going to show up. So if I focus on the way I show up and I put that energy up, my frequency high up, then I attract around me that same type of energy, whether it's now, right now, during this live, or in the replay, right? My point is for us to really shift and really like start to be focused and really focus and really love what we do. It's to just love it, right? So when you love what you do, you start to focus your whole being onto what you do in the present moment. And that's exactly when you lose track of time, lose track of space, lose track of your body even. And that's when your part of the co-creation agreement starts and just evolve. Good morning, Patrice. So good to see you. We are live on Facebook. I decided to start on time because I wanted to be respectful. And I do have a 9:30, so I didn't want to waste any more time. But today we talk about the fact that as human, we are kind of always trying to control what we cannot control and actually let go of the thing we actually have control over. And so we focus on the things that are like so uncontrollable, such as how many people will show up for that live, right? Instead of controlling how I show up for this live. And so I was telling people that yesterday when I was listening to Joe Dispenza, he was talking about the power of focusing on something. And when you focus on something that you love so much, you lose track of time, you lose track of space, you lose track even of your body. So you become nobody. So your consciousness then takes over and you're like not a body anymore. You're just pure consciousness. And that's where you create effortlessly and you create things on to the next level. And so that part you can control. And I was saying that in order to access that part, you must go into a place of loving so much what you do that nothing else matters. And I would love to have your insight now you're here about that. How do you fall in love again with what you do? Because like when you love your desire, you want something, you really love that, but the relationship with the end result, with really what you want, start as soon as you have that desire and start loving the desire that you are creating. So how do you maintain that love during the whole process so that you can stay focused and really like lower your brain waves so you create on another level of consciousness that is not accessible if you're distracted and if you're trying to control the things that you cannot control?
Charlotte, honestly, I think that it is virtually impossible as humans to stay in constant love with what we're doing, right? It would be us setting an unattainable expectation to say that there's never a time where we feel disillusioned or we feel like what we're doing isn't making the progress that we would like it to. However, I think the magic truly happens when you are able to see that moment for what it is, just a moment, and still continue on your path knowing that this is what you were designed to do. This is your love, this is your passion. It's sort of like parenting, right? Children are amazing, they're wonderful, and for those of us who feel like that's our calling, it is a passion, right? But toddler years are horrible, they're terrible, they are grumpy and it's hard to communicate with them. But it doesn't mean that your passion isn't still there for them. It doesn't mean that your passion isn't still there for what you're doing. And the same goes when they turn into teenagers. They're equally as grumpy, just larger and taking up more time, So that's how I like to approach my dreams, from a place where I know that there are going to be times where I'm disillusioned, but this is my dream. This is my passion. And for that, I'll always give 100%.
And I love the fact that you make us think of the vision here. So the fastest way I feel to shift back to that high level energy, to that high level frequency, so that you can keep attracting a lot more of that high vibe, it's to remember your vision and also to think of, like it's for a reason that you show up the way you show up, when your kids are grumpy, when your business is not going the way you want. There is like a reason behind it. And I think when you put intention behind everything you do, even though you don't always love it, because let's be honest, not everything is always fun. And sometimes even the activity that you find very fun can be like a pain in the butt sometimes.
100%.
Just because you have a cycle, a natural cycle. And I know that for myself, Some days I really want to just create and have no calls at all. And other day I want to connect with a lot of people. And I want to be outgoing and I want to get out of the house. And someday I just want to keep it like inside and not seeing anyone, not putting even makeup. So the closer we get to those rhythm and to those signal that we receive from our body, from our inner stuff, right? Body, mind, soul, and heart even. The closer we can get to those signal, the faster we can shift to loving again the activity we choose to make. And so it's so very funny because we think that one certain type of activity will make our business grow in a certain way, or our kids happy, or grow in certain ways as well. But it's actually the activity that plugs next to the business as well, such as self-care, self-love, all those things, making sure that you're conscious about your action, you're making decision based on, you know, your consciousness and what you know it's real, or your belief, your core value and stuff. That's when you, all those activities, it's not you just posting on social media. It's you like taking care of yourself so you can show up on social media in a way that is very exceptional, innovative, and just you.
You know, Charlotte, I think that at the core, what it really is staying present to your vision, staying clear to your vision, and being present to what is happening within you so that you can always show up in your best self. And sometimes your best self isn't 100%. And being okay with that, because maybe today you're going to give 20%, but tomorrow you're going to give 200%. So knowing that it all equals out at the end. It's all about vision.
I love that. And what's incredible about that is the vision is the future, right? And so I learned recently that all the low vibe feelings such as anger, such as frustration, jealousy, blocks and stuff, they come from past experience, right? So you build up those emotions and you know that anger is anger because you experience it in the past. And so when you understand that, then you understand that in order for you to, I'm not saying to come from anger to joy, but come from anger to neutral. You just have to refocus on the vision and how you want to feel in the future. And when we talk about vision, that's very funny because we create vision, 3-year vision or a year vision, but you can also create vision for your day ahead. It can be as close as the now, like right now. And so what you do, it's not like living in the future, but it's really like bringing those feelings that you want to feel in the future in the present moment so that the leap can be done faster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, especially for me, a major part of starting my day is allowing myself a moment to decide how my day is going to go. Regardless of the circumstances and the noise around me, I get to decide how I show up into every single day that I get to open my eyes. And so if I'm truly stepping into the woman of my vision, then I'm stepping into the power that I hold in creating the days, in creating every day, every week, every month, and every year, and every action that I take.
I do love that. I do love that because it's so hopeful. You then realize that you never stuck. And you then realize that no matter what you want to create in the future, it's accessible right now. You have that relationship already started because you have that desire. And so there is something fascinating about the brain and human. It's the brain doesn't make a difference between a thought and the action. So I read something amazing yesterday. And so they took 2 groups of people. One of them were like actually like doing the exercise with their finger and they were pulling strings with their fingers, like physically. And the other group of people were doing it mentally. So they were just like envisioning them pulling the string, but not moving. They were just meditating and really like activating mentally their finger to pull the string without doing it. So one group was doing it actually physically, the other one was doing it mentally. The people who were doing it physically developed 33, I think it was 33% of muscle in their finger. The people who did it mentally, 22%. Your thoughts and the attention and that's why it's so important when you work out to always put your attention into the muscle that you work out so that you can duplicate the effect. And so the leap goes faster because now not only you're moving something into your direction, but you're putting your thought into that specific desire that you want, which is like a beautiful muscle on your butt, maybe, right? So it transforms faster. I found that fascinating to just know that you can actually, and it's so very funny because in every books of manifestation, they say you need to take action. And I agree with that. But if you can combine your thought and your action, then the leap is so fast. And then you stand one morning and you look at your life and you're like, oh my God, I live in that beautiful house. I have a sauna, I have a pool, I have that amazing connection with Mother Earth. I see the birds singing. By the way, this morning I saw 20, maybe 30 partridge. So it's like a pheasant, but it's so crazy. They were like all following each other. And I was like, okay, nature, thank you very much for the spectacular things. And it's, appreciating those little moments that also allow us to shift faster. A lot of motion in just a couple of minutes.
I love that. Oh, amazing. That's amazing.
I want to honor the fact that you're here and you have a birthday party for Maribel.
Yes.
Happy birthday to your daughter.
I know. I am so, I can't believe it. She's officially a teenager now. So I got distracted loving on my sweet girl. I can't believe it.
What are you doing today for her?
Well, this is her day. Actually, we're gonna celebrate this weekend as a family, but today she'll get to decide what she wants for dinner, and we'll have a little cake and we'll sing.
I love that. It's when you put attention into people as well that you love that is going back to you as much. And I can see like the bright smile on your face and just the peace and joy and everything. And you look fabulous. Thank you so much for being with me this morning.
Of course. Thank you for, of course, having me. And thank you to our amazing community for always participating.
Any last thoughts before I stop the live?
No, I just want to send everybody loving, kind thoughts. And remember that you get to decide. Every day you get to decide. So make it a good one.
Make it a good one. Peace out, friend.